Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Today we're gonna be watching God's Not Dead 2. I watched God's Not Dead 3 and I watched God's Not Dead 1. Don't ask why. I watched God's Not Dead 3 before God's Not Dead 2. It happened, we move on, and I'll be watching the second movie for the very first time. I'm excited. I love the first movie. I kind of like the third movie, and I'm excited about what's gonna be the middle child of the series for now. Okay, not the middle child. I know there's like two more movies after this, but I'm gonna take a break before I continue the rest of the series. But I really am so excited for this movie. I know that we're following a teacher because I read the description, and I'm very curious to see how we're gonna make this into a 2 hour long movie. I can see right now that it's 2 hours long. I have no clue what happens. I've gotten no spoilers at all. I don't even know who the main actors and actresses are. I'm wondering if we're gonna still have a little cameo of previous characters from the God's Not Dead one. And yeah, so I'm very excited. I hope that you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for my review at the end. Yay! I noticed all the movies start. Okay, no, the first movie started for song, and also this movie started for song. You're back, and he's reading the Bible. Okay, so we have him. So two people so far from the first movie. Oh, I felt that. Sadie Robertson's in this. I didn't know Sadie was in this. Oh my gosh, we saw her parents in the first movie.
I'll let her know you're coming.
I wonder if she's gonna be playing Sadie. Like, I wonder if Sadie is gonna be playing herself in this movie, because we did see her parents play themselves in the first movie. Or is she gonna play someone else? It would be really interesting if they somehow connect us to the Duck family again, Duck Dynasty family again.
Nice try. You're 82.
Oh, I love their friendship.
What a mess. What happened?
Which I bet would have made watching the third movie a lot harder. She was not fine at all. I was wondering why she was kind of by her side. I forgot that this lady still has cancer. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm so proud of the teacher for starting that conversation. Not being afraid to mention God.
My cancer. It's gone.
Wow. Wow. I wonder if we're gonna get to see those plans too. Yo, it must hurt though. I've never experienced grief in this way, but I could imagine people removing things might make, his passing even harder, because it feels more real now. Huh? So her brother was Christian then. I'm wondering if this is her brother's Bible, or if it's just like a Bible that they found in the truck. Because if her brother was Christian, wouldn't she know? Like, wouldn't she be aware that he was of the faith? But when the woman asked her if he believed anything, she didn't give her response. She said she didn't know.
And then so did Dr. King.
What is that
So I guess it just
doing?
depends on how-
Whatever he's doing is making me tense. I'm so glad he's back, honestly. Why is that
The words.
lady so upset? I don't think she did anything wrong. How?
Are we allowed to say what we believe? When did that
Yeah.
start? I'm gonna argue with you.
This lady, I don't understand her. Why is she so obsessed with this?
You don't look like a lawyer.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that as a compliment.
I'm determined to take it as one. So it's said.
Oh,
Give answer as to why you believe and the reason for your hope.
that's true.
1 Peter chapter 3.
To be able to defend your own faith. Wow. He's both of us. Yeah, they can't force her not to
Recess to have a word meeting.
answer a question. If a student has a question, they can answer.
I gave an honest answer to a student's legitimate question.
Yes. In history, yeah, she did nothing wrong. Why would she apologize for that?
And how can I reconcile my inability to do so with
I love his teachableness, honestly. I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we can sometimes lose in our walk with God. It's just that pure curiosity, like pure thirst of knowledge, asking a bunch of questions. I feel like the more we grow in our relationship with God and the knowledge of the word and scripture, we can sometimes feel like, okay, I don't need to ask any more questions. I kind of understand everything. But there's nothing okay, there's lots of things that are beautiful, but one of the things that are really, really beautiful is just seeing someone new to the faith and all the questions that they ask and the purity of them wanting those answers. It's so childlike and it's so beautiful and so humbling. Wow, that's a nice shot. Two wide shots that we just saw was just stunning.
Thanks.
I understand why these people have so much obsessedness to want to just see her downfall. Don't let him intimidate you. It's just like the guy from the first movie. They all talk, but they can't do anything. And it's their fear that's making them talk so much. I have to admit, though, he is given a pretty
If we
strong
grant Miss
argument.
Wesley the right
And this is coming from me, who's a Christian.
to do
It is
that,
for this woman, right? In God's Not Dead 1, she had cancer and she allowed this Christian band artist to pray for her and she accepted it and everything and now she's healed. And I actually think I like the fact that we're actually navigating her story because I think this is quite a common thing that happens with a lot of Christians. Like, obviously I'll talk more about this at my review at the end, but like, if you came to Jesus just for healing and not to build a relationship with him and you stopped there, like you went to God just for something, just because you were lonely, just because you needed healing, when you do get the thing that you want, healing, a relationship, etc., I think it can kind of make you be like, okay, then what's the point of God? Like if that was your main motivation for going to God and not God himself, you might struggle seeing the benefit of God outside of that. And I wonder how they're gonna show, like, I wonder how she's gonna see the importance of having God in your life now that she's feeling healthier. I think if they also incorporated, okay, maybe this is something I'll leave to my ending review, but those are just some thoughts that I'm having.
Mr. Cannon's afraid.
Yeah, I'm glad that he pointed it out.
The
Yes.
interpretation of the rights that trump his agenda.
Exactly.
And realizing that.
And I'm so
You were
happy he
alive.
realized he's
That
afraid
my
because
client's
it's so
guilty of no
obvious.
wrongdoing. Well, you might end up on trial.
Mr. Imler,
That was actually funny.
Pretty close to me.
That was- Wow. I like how God's even using her because even if she does lose her job, I feel like it's also ministering to him, having to defend her and having these conversations with her. Like, just like God's Not Dead 1, it actually could all work out for him too. And God's Not Dead 3 as well, because I did mention something similar with God's Not Dead 3. I feel like I'm noticing a lot of similarities between God's Not Dead 1 and God's Not Dead 3 in this one movie. It's just like the transitional piece. Hopefully I can go more into that in the interview.
需要睁开你的眼睛，你也可以看到放射。
Oh my gosh, this is exactly like the first movie. I didn't want something else like this.
要浮出，改为挥发。
Wow. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And like now, he came from being like the student almost and being like a mentor / teacher or someone else who's new to the faith. Ah, that's beautiful. I know what she's gonna say.
Miss the point.
Jesus is a part of history.
I'm not sure.
Jesus was a real person. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Just like they were.
Finally, it's like a breaking point where I kind of like know it, like the argument can be about.
discriminatory.
Yes,
They can't
yes,
do that.
yes,
incredible
yes,
plan.
yes,
That Jesus existed,
yes,
and there's just too
yes.
much evidence.
Grace. I love it.
I love it. I also love
This
it.
is our defense.
This is our
Jesus as a
defense.
historic
And he helped someone come to the faith. Oh my gosh. This is such a beautiful way. This is so beautiful. And this must be so healing to him too.
Really need to be here.
You're not fine though, but I wonder if that's a spiritual attack.
Wait a minute. We're all paramedics.
God's gonna ask her to do it.
Not too
Huh? I like the wide shots whenever they around the courtroom, but I have a feeling God's gonna use the redhead. Unless he can use the daughter. It's either the redhead or the daughter. It was
You're
dramatic.
just trying to help me.
Brock, order! I'll have order!
Don't talk
Be
to
about
me.
me.
Are you willing to testify on your own behalf?
Yeah, she's finally given a
You
choice.
understand that you will have
Yeah.
to answer.
in
Why
class.
is he smirking?
Who first brought
Why
up the
was that
news?
smirk?
You were
I
Miss
don't like
Wesley.
that. I don't like the way he's smiling. I don't know what he's gonna do.
No. It wouldn't.
I thank you for your honesty. We're gonna lose this case.
I'm so mad. The questions he asked were smart, and I hate that they were. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful way of her showing how much she cares by encouraging her faith and like doing this. But this is also God's way of reaching out to her, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that I do think he was prepared because he asked so many questions. And now he'll be able to answer a lot more people's questions. Why are they hyping this up? What did Tom prepare? I wonder what his plan is. He seems so prepared for this, even dressed up in everything.
Are you looking to become a martyr?
What in the world is he doing?
I'm wondering the same thing. I'm like very intrigued. I'm like, okay, where are we going?
Yes.
Tell me. I'm the one asking the questions, Miss Wesley.
Why
Did
is
you
he doing
or did
this?
you not tell me that Jesus spoke to you personally?
What is the plan? I'm struggling to understand what the plan was. You took that risk.
Nice
Yeah.
shoes.
That's all you can say, huh? So happy. I mean, I knew this is how it was gonna end, but like, oh, she was Christian this whole time.
Grace.
Wow. Oh, he's so cute. God is good.
So are you gonna say it, or should I?
God's good all the time, all the time. God's good.
God
Say
is
it. All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Good time.
God, he's good.
Oh my God. Oh, I love their friendship.
Not to mention, you proved the existence of Jesus Christ.
What an iconic way for him to start his career. Lunchtime. What an amazing, amazing movie. It took me in for a ride. I did not expect it. It got so good. Like, I'm still on the high of the whole movie. And it was beautiful. And at the beginning, I was just like, you know what? I kind of prefer God's Not Dead 1. This movie is okay. But, like, after... Like from second act to third act, it completely blew my mind. The story and everything, and his argument too. Oh my goodness! Like, okay, before I just continue to hype it up, I honestly like the fact that we got to see him bring on the historical facts of Jesus being alive and Jesus being a key historical figure, because it's true. It was a history class that everything happened in, and he was able to both prove Jesus' existence as well as show how unfair they're treating grace. And I love that so much. And like I mentioned, this was also an opportunity for him to experience the faith. I would love to see him again in future God's Not Dead movie, and like if he's in God's Not Dead 4 or 5, I would love to see more of his journey. Like that's just one thing that I'm really, really desiring, is to see more of them. I spoil it, but I did watch God's Not Dead 3 before I watched God's Not Dead 2. So I know that Grace, the lawyer, and the redhead are not in the third movie, which is kind of sad. Like, I think if I watch God's Not Dead 3 after this movie, that would be one thing that would make me really, really, really sad. And of course, I did not give that as a part of my God's Not 3 movie review because I watched it before watching any other of the God's Not Dead movies. But I think that would have been something that could have potentially disappointed me. The movie's still great, but I think that I would have desired to have seen more of the lawyer because they really established a world, right? With the pastor, and like they already established a world. I would desire to explore more of these like extra characters, the student, of course, and I've seen it. As well as the overall feel of the movie did change in the third movie. The third movie was a lot more serious, a lot more drama focused. There wasn't that much humor. It was, and it makes sense because of the serious things that did happen in the movie. But I loved it. I would really desire to follow the lawyer's journey. That's similar to it. It's like I mentioned, like there was a lot of parallels between God's Not Dead 1 and the third movie. And one of those parallels is that in the God's Not Dead 3 movie, it we kind of saw the lawyer, the pastor's lawyer, which is his brother, and I really desire to see more of him. Of course, not exactly he just received Jesus just like that, but like I did desire if we could like have focused on him a bit more. So that's one thing that I would really, really want in a future movie, is to see like the lawyer's journey, or even if the brother from the God Not Dead 3 movie that was a lawyer, and this lawyer, if they could somehow have a movie together and we just get like a kind of like lawyer like kind of movie. I don't know how they would do that, but I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed how the great hit. I'm so sorry I'm not giving names. I'm really bad at names, which is something I'm working on. Like I'm actively working on being better at remembering people's names. But I'm more of a visual person. That's why I'm describing them physically, like the red hair, etc. Then I am a very auditory person. So I remember things I see more than things that I'm hearing. So if I'm forgetting people's names, it's because I'm struggle remembering names sometimes. But the red hair guy, she was wrestling because she didn't like she was like and she was wondering if she's not believing anymore. And I like the way they kind of addressed that, of like maybe it's fear stopping her, maybe it was like is this something I should go fully on? Like, it's Christian. I like, should I be a Christian? Should I not? Like, I don't really need God anymore. Should I still live for Him? And I like the way they kind of explore that, because I think that could be a very common thing that happens with someone who became a believer or started praying because they wanted a specific thing, whether it be healing, whether it be marriage, whether it be a job. Like, if you only if your main pursuit of God is on based on what He can do for you, it can make the motivation to still pursue Him difficult when you finally get that thing, because the foundation was getting that thing. It wasn't your love for God. And she needed to see God in a different light. And I think her witnessing this teacher loving God, walking with Him, and seeing her how much she has a personal relationship with Him is what she needed to see. She needed to see someone choosing God and being willing to lose everything, because she was choosing God to get something, which was healing. But seeing someone that's willing to like lose financial stability, her whole career, might have spurred something inside of to be like, okay, so there's more to God than Him just being a healer, than Him just being a provider. There's more to Him. It's the comfort of having eternity. It's the comfort of having someone walking with you. So I feel like that was such a beautiful intake, as well as the Asian guy. specifically Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. Seeing his journey was so beautiful too. He came off as someone who had so many questions about the faith. Like, I can imagine. I grew up in a Christian household. I still had a lot of questions though, but at least I grew up in a Christian household. I can't imagine if I wasn't in a Christian household and I was hearing all these different things. Like, if I had to read the Bible with no Sunday school context, no prior knowledge, I would probably have a ton of questions. Why this? Why that? Why this? Like, it's hard to sometimes put yourself in those shoes, especially if I said you have grew up with like Sunday school books and whatever. But it's true, you would have so many questions because this is coming out of nowhere. It's different from how you grew up. You would have questions about why people are pursuing this, why people are believing this, why should we do this. And I like the fact that he embraced those questions. And this is something I talked about in God's Not Dead 3. I like the fact that they're showing that it's okay to have these questions about the faith. It's not a bad thing. It even makes your faith stronger, because now when you have those answers and somebody asks those questions, you're able to defend your faith. You're able to say, okay, this is what I learned, and you're able to teach other people. And that's how you even found out that God called him to be a minister and go back home. I think that's absolutely beautiful, that they kind of showed how he was once somebody asking so many questions and I was able to answer that question. I think that's a good way to show his growth and character development and his knowledge of the word. Like, all the questions he had led him to seek and read the Bible even more and seek to learn even more, to the point where he's even quoting scriptures. And I think that that's something absolutely beautiful, and I think they showed it so beautifully. I like how they showed the daughter's this desire to think for herself. It's such a difficult thing to gain autonomy sometimes, or to start making your own personal decisions, especially being so young. Like, you don't want to go against your parents, you don't like your parents' disapproval. And I can imagine how scary it is for her, and also for the Asian guy, Chinese guy. It's not easy, and I liked how it showed that had to make that decision, that hard decision, and how beautiful it is, because you do gain a community. He gained a community, she gained a community. So I really love that a lot. I will hope in future to watch the future God's Not Dead movies. I think there's a fourth one. I think there's a fifth one that came out recently, 2024 or something like that. The posters are looking crazier. Like, it looked political or something like that. So I really don't know what it could be about. I'm gonna take a little God's Not Dead break and watch some other movies. Sorry, my camera just died. But you can watch any of my other previous videos or watch any of my future videos. And I hope I'll see you next time. Au revoir, à bientôt.